I believe in education. Without a good education, I wouldn't be here speaking to you in English. I am lucky enough to be able to receive an excellent education here at Carrollwood Day School. But many kids here in the world don't receive that kind of education. President Barack Obama commented on his speech, Remarks on World-Class Education, when he said, "We can't accept the future of America, where 6 million of our students read under their grade level. We can't accept the future of America when only 20% of our college-level students are taking college-level courses, when barely 1 in 10 of the students actually graduate from college. We can't accept the future of America when half of our teenagers are unable to understand the basic function of fractions." Okay, so what did I get from this? Many children aren't educated, and teens don't remember what fractions are. But besides that, this quote surprised me. I mean, I live in a community where it's unusual to find a child roaming the streets on Thursday morning unless they're on vacation. But then I remembered all the child labor and child marriages that are around the world, and this quote made sense, so it inspired me to make a change. So here I am, talking to you now. But gaining knowledge alone doesn't make one educated. One is educated only when they know how to live, how to hope, how to dream, and how to behave to others. For instance, a man was walking in the desert, and a voice called out to him. Voice said, "Pick up some pebbles, and tomorrow you'll be both sorry and happy." The man obeyed, and the next morning when he put his hands in his pocket, he found rubies, diamonds, and gold. The man was happy he had picked some pebbles, but sad he hadn't taken more. The same is with education. You're happy and you're contented with what you have, but you're sad you can't get more. Believe it or not, many girls around the world don't receive their day-to-day education. Actually, let me rephrase that. 70% of the girls around the world don't receive their day-to-day education. One girl inspired me, and she opened my eyes into seeing that education is a big problem around the world. Malala Yousafzai. Her story starts in 2004 when Taliban entered Swat Valley. At first, they weren't terrorists. Their head was Mullah Muhammad Omar, and he actually had his own radio station where he would translate the Quran, and he told people to abandon bad practices and adopt good ones. So many people didn't see him as a threat. In 2007 was when the real terrorism started. He started shutting down schools, and since then, 400 schools have been shut down. He started killing 1 person a day. Women couldn't dance, go to the market, go to schools, or do anything they wanted to do. They were limited to the 4 walls of their house. And men had to grow beards or else they'd be shot. So many barbers were broke. Then Malala started speaking up. She would write under a pseudonym in a blog about all the brutal treatment she was receiving in Swat Valley. But she wasn't scared because nobody knew her as Malala Yousafzai. But October 9th, 2012, age 15, she was shot on the left side of her forehead. Thankfully, the bullet ricocheted off of her skull, but it busted her eardrum and shoulder. At age 17, she received the Nobel Peace Prize and got the title of the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner ever. She impacted so many girls' lives around the world, and she continues to this day. The Taliban even vowed to kill her if she had survived the attack, but she's still fighting in Britain. My perspective towards education changed after seeing such a young girl fight for what she believed in. I used to hate the idea of school. I mean, what's the point in math? We all have calculators now. But math surrounds you in shapes and in money, and you can never escape it. And what's the point in history? They're all dead anyway. But when you learn about history, you learn about the past, and you happen to know what triggered all of the major wars. Keep that from happening again. And what's the point in English? We all know how to speak the language. English is about reading and writing. Before Johannes Gutenberg and his printing press, the poor couldn't read. They had to depend on all of the churches to translate their ancient texts for them. But once the rate of books started coming into the world, they started learning how to read. And they started finding out that most of the translations were incorrect. Education gives you an independence that no one should ever be taken away from. So let me ask you this. Do we want to see a world filled with weapons, bombs, and wars in the future? Or do we want to see educated people and more college graduates? Malala Yousafzai once said, "Dear sisters and brothers, you so-called adults may understand this, but we children don't. Why is it that countries we call strong are so powerful in creating wars, but are so weak in bringing peace? Why is it that giving guns is so easy, but giving books is so hard? Why is it that making tanks is so easy, but building schools is so hard?" So what I'm hearing is that we as a world have so much money to give to our army, but have so less money to give to our future. I don't think we would need an army if we had a full educated future and every person on the earth was and had an education. So today defines our tomorrow and future. Let us not waste our today and later feel bad for our future. I care because I'm the tomorrow and I'm the future. Thank you.